Hello!
Hello, folks.
So for those of you that don't know, the newest Dresden Files books, Peace Talks, came out today.
I read it in 7 hours.
I haven't read it yet. I am about to. But before I read it, and now that Vicky has read it, we thought it would be fun to go through and just do a really brief synopsis of all the Dresden File books, because there are a lot of them.
And they are wonderful. And thank you, John Michael, for giving us this idea. So without further ado, I guess let's hop into it. So book number 1.
Stormfront.
Wherein we meet our hero, Harry Dresden. He is a wizard. He lives in Chicago. He sets stuff on fire and gets into all kinds of trouble.
He doesn't try to hide the fact that he's a wizard. Like, he is in the yellow pages in this book.
Yeah, this is not your Hogwarts type of wizardry. He definitely is out there. And we are also introduced to the White Council, specifically the Wardens, who
are responsible for governing people that use magic.
It's kind of like the police of the wizard society.
But like very draconian, like if you break any of the laws, they kill you. Like, that's how it works. We also are introduced to Susan Rodriguez, who becomes Harry Dresden's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. And also Karen Murphy, who works with Chicago PD in the Special investigations. That deal with like the weird crimes in the city of Chicago. We also are introduced to Bob the Skull, yes,
who is a repository of knowledge, and the Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
That is a evil guy that's using magic to create drugs.
And create drugs.
We really never go back to that.
And we also meet Marcone.
Yes, Gentleman Johnny
Marcone, who is Chicago mobster. So basically, you start with Stormfront.
And pin in the grenade before we go on. Spoilers from here on out. We didn't give any away with Stormfront. This is all stuff that you just pick up in the book. It's not like, oh my gosh. From here on out, and we should have mentioned this before.
Absolutely.
If you haven't read these and you want to,
I mean, feel free to watch up until where you've read and then stop the video. Past that, we can't.
Highly recommend that you stop.
I would really stop.
Okay.
Great.
And moving on, the rest of them will probably be shorter than this one, just because it's the first. There's a lot of
stage.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
number
2.
Full Moon.
Wherein we meet the werewolves.
Yeah, werewolves. There are 3 different kinds. The good kind end up being a bunch of students in Chicago.
Are they kind of up around Northwestern?
No, University of Chicago.
There's further down south. Okay.
No, they're known as the Alphas. Georgia and
Billy. Lots of fun stuff happens.
The bad werewolves are
Loop Gurus.
Yep, and a biker gang. The Loop Gurus end up being FBI agents that Harry and Karen end up having to kill in self-defense.
It also comes with different levels of magic as to how they can shift back and forth, which makes it interesting. So, yeah.
But yeah, plot-wise, nothing really much happens in this one. Just
huge.
There are werewolves, and they're kind of cool.
Yep. Moving on, number 3.
Grave Peril!
Take it away.
We meet Michael, Knight of the Cross.
Yes.
Okay,
so the cross, the Knights of the Cross, there are 3 of them. They have swords, which are all forged from a single nail of the cross of the crucifixion, which of course gives them a little bit of that spiritual, supernatural power, where they go fight evil. Evil being the folks who have the 30 pieces of silver that Judas was paid.
Not yet.
Not yet. Sorry. I thought that's where he came in.
No!
Sorry.
No, this one is vampires.
Vampires are bad.
Yeah, they kidnap Harry's girlfriend. Harry and... Oh, we also find out that there are different kinds of vampires. Red court, black court, white court. Red court's pretty standard. They bite you, suck on your blood. If they bite you, suck on your blood, and then you proceed to suck on someone else's blood, you become a red court vampire. Black courts, we're not quite sure how they're made. They're like the dead, like
They're
evil...
the really bad undead.
Bram Stoker.
Yeah.
And then white court, which are basically succubi.
Yeah, so they feed on more of your sexual energy.
Yep. We're introduced to Thomas in this, who's a White Court vampire, and ends up helping Dresden out.
And his girlfriend, Justine. So basically, girlfriend being a very loose term here, that's just basically who he's with at the moment to get power from.
Speaking of girlfriends, Susan Rodriguez in this book is turned into a Red Court vampire. Harry's about to propose to her. Things happen, Susan hightails it, and Harry is left going, why?
Yeah.
Great Pearl?
Great Pearl. Number 4.
Summer Night. We're starting.
Fairies.
Yeah. Freaky, crazy, not cool fairies. We are introduced to Mab, who is the Queen of the Winter Court.
She's the Queen of Air and Darkness. She is creepily horrifying, and you don't want to mess with her.
Harry describes her as, think of all of the evil stepmothers in all of the fairy tales you read. Mab gave them lessons.
Yeah.
So she's evil. Comes to Harry, just goes like, all right, you owe me 3 from things that happened in previous books, which we don't want to get into because we're already at 6 minutes and we've got so many more books left to go.
Also kind of introducing the summer and the winter court aspects of the she. Very important. So basically, Mab is winter, and then summer is going to be your Tatiana, and etc.
Okay. What else in this? Harry taps on the alphas. We start seeing them a little bit more. Toot's been in here for a while.
Toot is one of my favorite little fairies. Not quite a pixie, not quite a brawny. Loves pizza.
Yep.
Okay.
What else? The summer night. So each court, winter and summer court, have mortal representatives known as knights. So the winter knight, the summer knight. Summer knight is found dead. Harry is tasked by Mab to investigate who killed him. We meet Harry's first love in this.
Yeah.
Whose name I'm blanking
blanking on, but you know.
We're terrible Dresden fans.
Okay.
We didn't prepare this at all.
We should probably move on.
An important thing to know with this, Harry ends up having to kill the Summer Lady. So
that's a big shift in balance of powers.
Each she court has 3 women that are responsible for running it.
Basically, it's going to be your crone, your woman, and your young lady.
So Harry kills the young lady, and Titania's a little pissed about that.
I would be too. Moving on.
Death masks. Yeah. Let's. My favorite bad guys. Death masks. So we talked earlier about.
I'm not going to try and give spoilers before. I'm going to let the expert begin.
No. So Death Masks introduces us to the Knights of the Black and Denarian.
So what I was saying earlier, the Knights of the Black and Denarian, they are the ones who pick up the 30 pieces of silver, which have a fallen angel attached to them, which basically infiltrates you and takes over your soul, and you do lots of bad shit. So, really bad guys.
Yep.
Really bad guys.
They end up trying to come to Chicago to steal the Shroud of Turin. Gentleman Johnny Marcone is trying to steal it for his own uses, which actually end up turning to be kind of like...
Yeah, Marcone is a very
he's still psychotic,
bad guy. He grows, which is kind of nice to see in a bad person as we're finding out why he's doing some things. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a, but he's still not somebody I would like to go out with on a Friday night.
But let's see. Important things in this book. Before we get to that, one of the Knights of the Cross is killed by the Denarians. Shiro, in a very, very bad way.
Yep.
So there are now only 2 Knights of the Cross. And Harry's ex, Susan, she reappears, and in the first time in the series, a scene that makes you go, oh my, I hope I'm reading this not in public, gets it on with Harry.
These are mostly PG-13 books, but...
every now and then this happens, and it's like, oh.
Okay.
That one?
Yeah.
We're also introduced to Mr. Sunshine.
Yeah.
In this. Yeah. Mr. Sunshine, what angel? What's his name? Not Gabriel, not
Uriel.
Michael. Uriel.
Uriel. Excuse me.
Yeah. Angel of the Lord tends to be very secretive, and we don't know anything about him other than we are introduced to him in this book. We learn more later. Blood rights.
Blood rights. Dun, 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 dun. What's the background on
Thomas.
this one? Thomas.
Yeah,
we
this
find out more stuff about Thomas.
So, before we find out stuff about Thomas, Harry is hired to investigate weird shenanigans going on at a porno shoot in Chicago by Thomas, hires him. Turns out that the shoot is cursed by the White Court, and in investigating finds out that...
Thomas is Harry's half-brother.
Dun dun dun!
Harry grew up an orphan, by the way, for those of you who have stuck with us so far and know absolutely nothing about this series, and if you are still watching it...
Why are you still watching this? Go back and read Stormfront! Go!
Seriously.
We'll lend them to you if you live in Chicago.
Really good.
Go!
But anyway, Harry grew up an orphan. He was... his mother was the one who had the magical talent. His dad was just a vanilla human who had illusionist skills as a small-time magician. He was adopted by Justin Nemorin, who also adopted
Oh wow, we missed
his
so much.
first girlfriend, whose name we still can't remember. But anyway, he raises them to basically become his personal little pet warlocks, because Justin is not a good person. He is on White Council, but he is bad. He's a warlock, which means really bad sorcerer, as opposed to White Council, which is, yay, good sorcerer. There are distinctions, people. Anyway, Harry has family issues very much because he doesn't have any, and he's always looking for that hole, which he finds in a vampire, which is surprising because those are supposed to sort of be the bad guys. But are they? So.
But yeah, blood rights.
Blood rights. A lot of fun. Good stuff.
Let's see what happens. Harry ends up helping the Thomas's sister.
Laura, she kind of does a coup.
Yep,
She
helps her with that.
to become the head
and-
of the white vampires.
Yeah, we're also introduced to Mouse.
Mouse. Mouse is the best part of the Dresden universe.
What?
With the exception of Mr.
What?
Mr. is Harry's cat. Yes, the wizard has a cat. And he's awesome. Anyway, Mr.'s the cat. Mouse, of course, is going to be the puppy dog, who starts to speak. And guess what? He grows.
Yeah, Mouse is a Pyrenees mountain dog.
Mouse is a Tibetan temple dog, which is not
Based
actually a breed, but it kind of is cool because they are huge and they are guardians of the food temple. More about Mouse later.
Good place to pause because we still have so many more books. So hold on, we're gonna pause in case you're just like, I'm done, or no more spoilers. So
end of part 1.
Yay!
Read Harry Dresden. It's so much fun.